looking like revenge, feeling like a 10. The best
Welcome back to Sincerely Rami's. Guys, I'm in the car. This is probably gonna be like a little bit of a car vlog. I just want to say welcome to RAVEMBER, y'all. I think it's the 3rd. Yeah, today's the 3rd, so it's day 3. Hopefully I can get this edited and posted up tonight. If not, it'll be up the next day. Yeah, I wanted to talk about, so I've recently had this obsession, like I keep myself updated on it every day, like I research it every day. The Kenneka Jenkins case, right? That was the young girl, I think she was, yeah, young 19-year-old girl found in Chicago, in a, well, she's from Chicago, found in a hotel freezer dead. I just, like, I'm not really gonna get into like the case really, well, I don't really want to, but the one thing that has really been like bothering me is how insensitive people are being about this, you know, about her situation, like posting up her pictures of her dead, like her dead body in the freezer and all that. I just feel like some things should be private, some things should just not be plastered all over social media. And two, like, people aren't mindful that seeing those types of things are triggers for some people. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like, yeah, it's triggers for some people, seeing those types of pictures. And also too, I feel like I find it a little bit disrespectful. Like, do you think that her mom wants to log on to social media and see her daughter's dead body, or, you know, any of her family members for that matter? Like, some stuff should just remain unseen to the public. Like, everything is not for everybody. What the heck was that? Yeah, everything is not for everybody. I don't think that her picture should have been released, but I will say I feel like it's a blessing and a curse. You know, it's triggers for some people, and you know, it's probably not something that her family wants to keep seeing. But I do feel like, though, having all of the details of her case so public has helped, you know, her case out a lot, because, you know, the evidence you see, you know, raises some questions for people, like, you know, like common stuff, like, I said I didn't want to get into the case, but I guess I have to like get you guys to understand what I'm saying. But, you know, people were asking, like, you know, because in the picture she's pictured, like, people were asking, like, you know, like common sense questions, like, you know, why are her pants halfway down her behind, and, you know, why didn't you guys fingerprint? Because they did, according to the police and according to her mother's lawyer, there were no like fingerprints taken, there were no DNA, you know, scrapings from under her nails or anything like that. Like, they literally just ruled it an accident, like the day they found her, like without doing any investigation. And then they, you know, formally ruled it an accident after the autopsy and everything like that. And two, it's just, you would really have to, I can't go, you know, all the things that I've seen, all the things that I've found when I researched it, I can't go in and, you know, repeat every little single thing. But some of the stuff in this case is just like crazy. And I really do think that like there were accusations and I want to say conspiracy theories that maybe they were trying to harvest her organs, her friends set her up. Like, that was the first thing I heard that I found. Like, oh, people were saying that her friends set her up. It was something that had to do with her friends. People were saying it was something to do with just the hotel. The hotel managers were trying to like harvest her organs, and the hotel people were a part of the mob. And it's just like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But I really do, something in my heart, it's like, when I tell you, I'm so, like, I've become so obsessed with this. Like, I look at it every day. I go and type in her hashtag every day to check it and see if there's an update. I watched the Dr. Oz interview that they had with her mom and her sister. I would talk about that in a minute, because I have my own opinion and feelings about the Dr. Oz interview. But I'm saying that to say, like, I research it every day, and I'm, you know, like, I'm so obsessed with it that you know, like, I want to know, like, I feel like I have to know what happened to her. Like, I'm so, like, that far deep into it because it's just so crazy. But I will say, I really do think that something in my body, something in my heart is telling me that they, like, that her friends know what happened to her. Like, her friends have to know what happened to her. And I will say, just from looking at the footage, the video footage of her, you know, that was released a while ago, like weeks ago, of her walking, you know, like roaming through the hallways of the hotel, I will say that I find it difficult to believe that this was an accident and that this girl accidentally locked herself in the freezer, just off the simple fact of, you watch her walk through this. Now, they just released the actual course she had taken, that she supposedly had taken to get to that freezer. The shit was all, like, the whole walk to the freezer, like, for her to even get to the freezer, was crazy. And one thing that I want to point out about the entire, you know, course, the whole way, the way that, you know, that they said she walked to the freezer, it's so like low key that I don't feel like that's something that she could have found by accident, you know? Like, of course anything is possible, but the way you have to go by a loading dock and just, and, you know, it just so happened that a lot of these nooks and crannies that she had to pass through and go through don't have cameras. Like, it's just too ironic. Like, I personally don't believe that, you know, she just accidentally found this place and she accidentally just put herself in the freezer and locked herself in and died. Like, no, I don't believe that, like, not one bit. And then another thing that I wanted, you know, that I noticed as well was that she had, like, for her to, you know, whatever was happening to her, or whatever was in her system that made her, you know, as inebriated as she was, or as messed up as she was, she didn't even look drunk. She looked drugged. Like, she looked like she had something in her system that, like, tore her all the way up. I will say, though, she was competent enough, and this is why I said this is really the main reason I feel like this was not an accident. Somebody murdered her. Like, I really do believe that something happened to her. Like, I think something happened to this child. She on the hallway, right? So she comes out of the elevator. She walks to a men's bathroom. You know, she didn't walk in these things in this order, but she, you know, somewhere along the way, she had walked to a men's bathroom, opened the door, and realized that that wasn't where she needed to be, and that was where she was trying to go. She walked out. She did that to the women's bathroom. Went in, saw that that's not where she wanted to go. Walked out. She walked in and out of so many rooms, or peeked her head in so many rooms, and seen that those were not, you know, those rooms were not the room she was trying to get to, or not the place she was hoping that she would find. You mean to tell me she just stuck her head in? So to get to the freezer was a double door freezer. So the first part you walk in, you open the door, it's a cooler. It's not as cold as the second door. So you open the second door and you're in the actual freezer. You mean to tell me that the girl I just watched, like, literally a few moments later, you know, she just walks into a freezer? I just witnessed this girl walk into, she had enough sense to walk into all these other rooms and say, hey, this is not where I'm trying to go, or this is not the room that I think I'm supposed to be in. You mean to tell me this child walked herself in the freezer and she just dropped and just said, hey, I'm just gonna die here? Like, no. And I find it insulting, and I find it disrespectful that the Rosemont Police Department really, and the hotel, the people who own the hotel, the representatives for the hotel, I find it totally disrespectful that they think people are really this stupid. Like, do you think that people really are this dumb? Like, do you really? There's nothing in the freezer. If you close the freezer and it's completely dark in there, the only thing that you see is the only one way you can get out. You mean to tell me that this drunk, drugged child, whatever, you know, she got enough she had enough energy to walk around stumbling. You know, she's stumbling or whatever, but she had enough strength to hold herself up. You mean to tell me she don't got enough common sense? If she doesn't, after she done walked in and out of all these rooms she wasn't supposed to be in, or that she wasn't trying to get to, you mean to tell me she see this little green, you know, because when the doors close and it's dark in there, it's green, it's lighting up, you know, it's like greenish yellow, like a neon color. You mean to tell me she just couldn't, she didn't have enough sense to say, damn, let me push this? And then there's a video of a guy who actually, well, I think it's a police officer. I'm not sure it's a police officer or just, it's just some guy. I don't know who he is. He goes, you know, he's the one who goes through the whole journey that she would have had to go through to get to the freezer and to get, you know, the whole path she took. If you could have seen how easy and how effortless it was for him to push that freezer open, you'd be like, it'll make you sick. Like, y'all can't, come on, like, y'all can't believe people are really just dumb. Like, he literally, like, they're like, boop, and the freezer opened. So you mean to tell me that's all the strength it took to get this door open? And another thing too, that the mom, I didn't see this with my own two eyes. I've only heard it come out of the mom's mouth. She said that when the hotel manager or the hotel employee that found Kenneka's body, when he went to the freezer, he had to use keys to open it. Now, when the guy who's in the, I don't know if it's a police officer or just a regular, you know, person who works there, when they went through the path, you can see that there's a hole for a lock to go on there. You know, like you can lock it and put it, you know, the only way you can lock the, Jesus. You can see on the freezer that there's somewhere that you can put a lock, you know, like a place for you to insert a lock. You can see that's there, but there's no lock when the guy goes there. This is after, you know, she's found and everything, and weeks later. Now, the guy, you know, the person who found her body, you see, there's a video of him finding her body, but there's no camera that shows him opening the freezer. You just see him walk over there, and then he runs back. Well, he doesn't run back. He calmly walks back, and, you know, he goes and, you know, waves for an officer to come. But he has keys in his hand. You can see the keys in his hand, but it doesn't actually show you, you know, him turning the keys. You can kind of see his body a little bit, but you can't see it clearly enough for you to absolutely positively say, you know, he used keys. I don't know what the mom knows or how she knows or how she came to the conclusion that he used keys, but she did say that when that man found her daughter, that he had to use keys to get inside the freezer. Now, I'm saying all this to say, if you had to use keys to open the freezer, that means somebody locked that girl in there. Because, like I said, when that man went through the entire course that she supposedly had taken that night to get to that freezer, there's nothing on the inside that can lock you in. Like, you can't, like, if you can't lock yourself in there, any way that you're locked in there, somebody locked you in. So if you found her dead body in this freezer and you had to use a key, somebody locked her in there. That's not an accident. Now, then that would lead to, you know, who else has keys to that padlock or to that lock that was on the freezer. It's just so many questions, and none of them are answered. I just think that it's crazy how hold on, guys. So yeah, my obsession with the case is real. There's so many things that people are finding, that people are saying that may have happened or whatever the case may be. But I really do, really, for some reason, I feel like a really strong connection with this case. Like, I cried at some point, like, for this child. I've cried multiple times, like, just looking at the things and, you know, looking at the findings and listening to her mother talk and stuff like that. But like I said, I wanted to talk about the Dr. Oz interview. Now, I'm going to say that I'm a little bit disappointed in the Dr. Oz interview because I had expectations for it, and that's my fault. You know, like, how do I have expectations for something I don't even know what they're going to cover or whatever, and they didn't release anything about what they were going to cover. But one thing that they did say, that it was going to be like an exclusive interview, and that it was going to be, you know, when you say exclusive, I'm under the impression that you're going to tell me something I don't already know. There was no new information that I feel like was shared. The mom had, Kenneka's mother and sister went to a radio station. They had an interview with a radio station. I don't remember the radio station's name or the number of it, whatever. But you can find it anywhere. Like, it's easy to find. They had an interview where the mom stated that she did, after the initial autopsy, she did get her own personal autopsy done, and that the day of the interview she said it still hadn't come back yet. So I'm thinking, and then, you know, like a week after the interview happened, or that the interview was released, I'm gonna say like a few days, like days after it happened, I'm thinking, you know, I hear that she's going to be on Dr. Oz. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe she's saving this information, you know, as, you know, just to be exclusive to release for Dr. Oz. I'm thinking that, like, well, maybe she's going to, you know, drop this bomb on, you know, her own personal autopsy's findings. She's going to drop the bomb on Dr. Oz. No, he didn't say anything that we didn't already know. He covered that there was the epilepsy medicine in her system. He did cover that the alcohol level inside of her, her body's alcohol level wasn't, well, the doctor said that it wasn't high enough or significant enough for her to be that, you know, like of that nature. Like, she should not have been like how she appeared in the videos. So he shared that. What was her name? Nancy Grace or something? Guys, I'm sorry, I don't know these people's names. Whatever. So the lady who was on the show with him, the other host for the day, she was saying like it looked like somebody was carrying her, like somebody was leading her, guiding her, where to go. It looked like the videos were definitely edited, she was saying. And this is all stuff that I felt like the case is so public, and that it's all over social media, and that it was everywhere. I'm not sure about news stations because I've yet to see it on the news. I've seen, like, you know, briefly it say like 19-year-old girl found in whatever hotel, but I didn't hear, you know, like a whole, you know, segment on how they do for, you know, other people. But I'm saying, like, if you Google this girl's name, or you hashtag her name on any social media site, like, you can find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of postings of new information, or postings of conspiracy theories. You can just find information about the case. So I was expecting to find out something on this show that I didn't know already, or that wasn't already said, or, you know, that we didn't already know. So he basically, of course, he didn't show those graphic pictures of her dead body inside of the freezer, which I'm happy about, because nobody needs to see that. I'm actually, it's kind of, I'm not happy that I saw them, but I feel like it was helpful for me to get a better understanding of, you know, my own feelings about the case. But like, it scarred me a little bit. Like, I do feel like a little strange. I don't know. Like, it makes me really, really sad. But like I said, he didn't show her body or anything like that, which was great. He, I thought the entire episode was going to be that, you know, about that case, and, you know, interviewing her mother and her sister, and her lawyer was also there. But it wasn't. You know, they were talking about freaking the benefits of drinking apple cider vinegar and all that stuff, and then they dedicated, I'm gonna say, like the last 15 minutes of the show to the Kenneka Jenkins case. But you know, that includes, when I say the last 15 minutes, that includes the commercials, that includes him and the lady Nancy, you know, having a discussion about the case before they even brought the mom and the sister and the lawyer out. Like, you know, like, the whole thing wasn't like an interview, or it wasn't what I thought. And like I said, I didn't learn any new information But I will say, I'm happy that the mom actually did go through with the interview, because I saw somewhere that she wasn't gonna go, or that it wasn't gonna happen, or something like that. But I'm happy that the mom did get the opportunity to share her story on TV, because like I said, you can find it everywhere on social media sites, but that doesn't mean that it was covered well on TV, or like enough people seen it. So I'm like I said, I'm happy that she did do that, because I'm okay with her wanting to expose the situation and expose that she feels like something else happened and that she deserves answers. I should go this way. And that she deserves answers. So I'm happy she got the exposure, and I hope that I also hope that other shows invite her to tell her story, and I hope that as she gets invited to these shows, she finds out more information. And I really am interested in finding out what the autopsy report, like what the report said for the autopsy report that she did herself. I'm really, really interested in finding that out, but we don't know yet. So and we'll just all have to wait for that to come out. But I wanted to say, like, God bless her family. Like, I hope that they are okay. I've literally prayed for that girl so many times. I prayed for her family. I pray that like when the Dr. Oz special came on, I cried, like when they were just explaining the whole story, and her mom was and then when I watched the interview too, where her mom was explaining that like the mom was explaining the conversation she had with her friends that she left her house with. It really like made me sad. It made me cry, because I have a little sister. I have a 19-year-old sister, and I don't think I'd be handling this situation as well as Kenneka's mother, and her sister, because they're so calm. It's like, it's crazy. Like, it's obviously, it's not good to just be a ball of chaos and to be a ball of emotions and stuff like that. Obviously something emotional is happening to you, but her mom and her sister are handling it very well. But I will say that I think that they need to be looking a little bit more close. Move. I will say I think that they should be looking at her friends a little closer.
Right there here at Chick-fil-A, how may I help you?
Hi, may I have a number 8, please?
And the dressing for that?
Can I just have Polynesian sauce?
Can you have a what?
Can I just have Polynesian sauce?
Polynesian?
Yes. Can I have that with a Dr. Pepper?
So you don't want dressing, you just want the Polynesian sauce?
Yes.
Okay, anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay, so it's 903.
Thank you. But yeah, guys, I wasn't gonna make a video about this, because I really feel like it's such a sensitive topic, it's such a sensitive subject, and nobody knows what happened except for those people at the hotel. But when her mom, Kenneka's mom, was explaining the information that she received from her daughter's friends, because obviously those people were the last people to see her, that we know of. So I wasn't pleased by what the mom said the friends told her. Oh, we don't know where she went. We left her in the lobby. We did this and the third. Like, if the last time you seen her, she was in that state, like if the last time you saw her, she was walking and stumbling how she was walking when she was in those videos, why would you leave your friend anywhere? Why would you leave her anywhere? And it's so strange to me because I watched every single live video that was released of this young lady that had her in it. I literally watched every single live. And not to say that the party didn't continue to happen after, you know, the lives that I've seen, but all of the videos that I've seen, that girl didn't have not one time did she have a drink in her hand, except there was one video, and what makes it hard to believe that she was even that tore up was because when she took a sip of the drink that I saw she had in her hand, you know, somebody handed it to her, she took a sip and she spit it out. She said, "Ew, what the f is this?" And she spit it out and threw the cup on the floor. How the heck did she get tore up like that? And even her mom says Kenneka's not a drinker. Like, that's not what she does. She can't hang. Like, you know, she knows that ain't her thing, and she stays in her lane. And then, like, and you know, you hear what I said. I didn't see really no images or no videos of her drinking or you know, or popping anything, smoking anything, or anything like that. And the autopsy report that was reported back supports that. So I just don't understand how we end up here.